So this is going to pick up basically after the party left the temple for researching what information they could find on Sibble's current condition in the library. The party left, and Sibble and Isaac did some shopping and ended up calling it a night because they were researched out. So now we're going to move on to the following day. While the party goes and does their own thing, Sibble and Isaac are at the temple. Sibble, first thing in the morning, Isaac, you hear a knock on the door, and you hear Isaac on the other side of the door. Sibble, are you awake?
I am now.
Good. Meet me at the library where we were yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Like right now?
Whenever you're ready. I mean, it doesn't have to be now,
Like,
but
can I eat breakfast first?
oh, certainly. Okay, so
Great.
you wanna eat breakfast first. All right.
Yeah.
So you go out to the mess hall that is within the temple. There is all kinds of
Do
different
they
types
have
of.
like a machine where I can put in like silver coins and spin a little knob and get blessed berries out?
Not quite.
Oh, bummer.
They have all kinds of
They should start
fruits
investing.
and berries, and there are some cooked meats there as well for you to enjoy. So you have your fill of breakfast, and then do you wish to go to the library, or do you want to stand Isaac up?
Um, that's a good question. I look around. Do I see Derrick stalking around in a corner somewhere?
Make an awareness check.
Oh, I'm so good at those. Okay. Da, da, da. Oh, I got a 20 out of 60. Oh, I actually am good at those. Since when did that happen?
Whoop. 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 Okay. You see a figure standing off to the side, kind of peeking around a corner, but leaning up against the wall, watching you, and it is Derrick.
Oh, good. Derrick. I smile like way too big and I start walking over there and that I know you don't want me to, but I'm coming over anyway. Kind of a walk.
Okay. He kind of gets up off of the wall and, good morning. Did
Hey.
you sleep well? Did you sleep at all?
Yeah, actually like really good.
Well, that's good. I mean,
You?
uh, I mean, it was decent. I mean, I can't say I've ever slept in a temple before, but it wasn't bad. But
Gotcha.
I've had worse sleeps. I've had better. So
Well, guess what? I got you a present.
you got me a present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Close your eyes, put out your hands.
All right. So he closes his eyes and puts his hands out.
That was way easier than I anticipated. All right, I take out this crudely wrapped, like it is just a rolled piece of paper over top of this glass tube with the name Derrick written on it. Really fancy though. The Derrick is really fancy. I'm a calligrapher. And then I pass it over to him. Okay,
Okay.
open your eyes.
All right. He opens his eyes and and starts unwrapping the paper and okay. Well, what's this?
You're never gonna guess what it is. I've had this for a little while, and I think you're really gonna like it.
Okay.
Well, open it up. Don't you know how to do a present? You open the
Well,
present
he
so we can
unwrapped
see
it.
your happy reaction.
He unwrapped
Oh,
it, but what does he see?
oh, it's this weird oozy green goo in a vial that's been stoppered up. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
He like takes it and kind of sloshes the liquid around. All right.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh huh.
what
Don't slosh it
what's
too much.
what's in the tube?
It's acid. I got you acid.
Oh, thanks. I guess.
Isn't that great? Oh, haven't you always wanted this? Absolutely. Let's go to the library. Isaac said he wanted to meet us there. Yeah.
Okay. And he kind of tucks it in a pouch on his side. All right. So you
Yeah, let's
guys
go.
head over to the library where you guys were yesterday. And
Nice.
you enter through, and again, it's this big room with two floors up above, big circular room. But you see Isaac standing there at the desk, and you see Nafina once again at the desk, and you see Isaac and her kind of talking back and forth as you approach. As you come up close to him, Isaac sees you approach and says, "Ah, and you know Sibble from yesterday, but this is the one I was telling you about, the one that we're trying to." She says, "I see. Yes, I think that this definitely calls for a specific type of solution. I think you guys definitely have reason to have access." And she reaches down below behind the desk and hands Isaac a light blue rock that resembles turquoise. It's about the
Okay.
size of someone's fist, like a human-sized fist. Um,
We'll bonk someone
and
over the head with that.
says, "All right, that should be able to let you in." And Isaac nods his head and says, "Thank you, I appreciate it. I really, really do." And then Isaac starts, like, puts an arm out to you and kind of leads you away from the desk. And starts leading you to an area of the temple that you have not been in. And he says, as he's leading you there, he says, "I think I may have found out that, or I may have gotten us some access to a more secluded section of the library, I guess you could say. I talked to
Ooh.
Nafina and explained kind of the situation, and she agreed to let us have access. So,
To what exactly?
to the compendium. And he
The
starts leading
compendium.
you. Yes, the
Fancy.
compendium. Uh, he
Compendium.
leads you to a set of stairs that circle around. The doorway starts, and it's just a spiraling staircase that goes down, and he leads you down this set of stairs. And you go down, down, down these stairs. And eventually, it comes to a corridor with a large metal vault door, circular, which is 15 foot with a 15-foot radius. And Isaac approaches the door and places the stone in this little impression on the door, and the stone, as he places it there, you hear him muttering something quietly. And
I want to listen for what that is.
Okay, what languages do you know?
Good question. Common, High Elven, and Sildarin, and Orcish.
Okay, it is High Elven, and you hear him say, "By the power of the Creator, open the way." And you hear this, and the stone kind of like goes into the door, and you start seeing blue lines begin weaving out from where the stone went into the door. And eventually, the lines form a pair of wings with a star behind them in the center of the wings spread out. And there is a loud as the door begins opening a bit and eventually opens all the way. All right, Isaac says.
Have I seen the wings with the star before?
It does not look familiar to you, although you do have heraldry.
Can I make a heraldry check?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was a 7, but the 7 is over there, so that's a 1.
Okay. This symbol, you remember coming across it in your studies in clerical school. It comes from the Third Age, and there was a particular group, I guess you could say, or army of the Creator that when they would go to battle, they were known by this symbol. They were represented by this symbol. You don't have a name for it, but you know that it is from the Third Age, and it does have connections to the Great War as well.
Okay.
Isaac says, "All right, shall we?" And he has like a little smirk on his face, kind of like impressed with himself.
You take me to the nicest places.
And he starts heading in, and there's a dimly lit, but enough for someone to. I mean, it's not like super bright like daytime, but a torch lit stone hallway that goes down for a good 20 feet. And eventually, Isaac leads you into a room that is just opens up into it's not a big room, but I would consider it more. Yeah, it's a medium-sized room with beautiful dark woodwork. Very, very similar to the library upstairs.
Actually, I have a backup question. Sorry.
Sure.
What kind of a star is between the wings?
What kind of star?
Like a 5-point star?
Nope, it's just a 4 with the 2 top
The
ends
4?
being
okay.
Elongated in the
Because that's what
sides.
I drew, but I was like, wait, is that the right kind of star?
Nope,
Actually,
you got it.
Cool.
Sweet. I do have a picture of it, although I don't think I can. I can send it to you
fine.
later.
Yeah, that's good.
But
okay, back to the cool dark wooded room.
Yep. There are torches in this room lighting it. Books aligning both the right and left side, along with several tables and comfy chairs for reading for someone to spend more time if they wanted to, or an extended amount of time in this room reading. And then there is a staircase as well that goes up to a second floor that goes around as well of books. You see a ladder that goes around for the first floor because the shelves do go up higher than than you can reach, so that allows you to access the books and whatnot. Um, there are there is a section in here that has different types of paintings as well that while you look at them, take a quick glance, you see depictions of different types of battles, how recent they are or how old these battles are that the paintings are depicting. You don't know, but they are there. Um,
That's
what
so
do
cool.
you wish to look into?
So this is called the compendium. Is this like the hidden library of secretness?
This is more for let's shall we say very old and extremely rare books are kept here.
Okay.
And in some cases, only a handful of particular books actually exist in the world, so it is taken extra care of and kept in places like this. Um,
Okay.
Sometimes information that the temple wishes to keep secret as well, or to keep followers of the deceiver from finding. This is one of those places.
All right. Good thing we brought Derrick. Now we have three pairs of eyeballs. Okay.
Derrick kind of lets out a little chuckle. All right. So, um, Isaac speaks up. I know that this room is broken up into different sections of history, and the different ages, and also into subjects within those periods of history and ages. Um, I'm a little bit more familiar with the section covering the Third Age because um, that's kind of stuff that I've been studying. Not that I've been down here,
Mm-hmm.
but I know kind of my way around the age a little bit.
Gotcha.
So, but we can start wherever. So,
I think Third Age would be a great spot considering that we looked into those medical journals and we didn't find any in the Third Age.
okay,
Um, so that might actually be a cool idea to look into since that's kind of seems to be like the peak of this thing, just like the climax, see
okay,
kind of what's going on here. Well,
all
yeah,
right,
Third Age sounds good.
all right. So you guys go to um, the far end of the room, and there is this one section that goes into the corner of the room, and start going through. Roll an investigation check for me to see what you find and how long it takes you.
Okay, that's just straight intelligence.
Yep. And
Oh,
I will
I got a
roll
30.
for Derrick and Isaac.
Okay. Thinking. New dice are so cool. Yeah, I'll show you. Uh, oh, okay. Do the old flipperoo. Flip. Okay.
Ooh, they light
And they
up.
glow. Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh, look at that thing. I love it.
It, it's so cool.
Yeah, I have a
I like
couple.
it
I have
so
a
much.
couple of those different types of things like that that I have saved that I want to get eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have like a
I
case that they come
yeah.
in?
Yep, that's coming this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're a little bit finicky about how they charge at the bottom,
No, I
because
see.
those two little dots have to line up with those two little dots,
Yeah, I see that.
or it doesn't charge. Eh, eh.
Boy, they don't really.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can rotate pretty easily. It looks like.
yeah. But I think once you close it, it sits in there pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no rattling.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're cool. I'm sorry. I was just excited about my new dice.
Oh,
Carry on.
hey, new dice are cool, man.
They are. I'm a goblin and I'm proud of
I know.
it.
I
Oh,
know.
the click clacks.
All right, what'd you get for?
I got a 3.
All right, so that is
I'm gonna keep my camera on so I can show my rules
okay.
because I feel like that's fair.
Okay. All right, so Isaac had a good success.
Oh, right,
And
out of 12.
Derrick did not pass.
I got a major.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I should keep this handy.
So, over the course of 2 hours, you guys find 3 books.
Now I get to.
First one is an account of a battle early within the Great War. It is titled The Battle for the Eastern South Rainforest.
Okay, battle
For the Eastern
South.
South
Oh, just Eastern?
Eastern South
Southeastern?
Rainforest.
Oh, the Eastern South.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right. Before the Great War, the southern rainforest had a eastern and a western side. But the Great War changed that. The fighting was so intense in this area that it turned what was the eastern portion of the South Rainforest into a barren wasteland, which you know from the map that it is now this barren wasteland down there. But at one
Oh,
time,
that's kind of sad.
it was a lush rainforest. In the account, there are numerous mentions of the forces of the Deceiver having warriors that were able to turn into beast-like forms and were quite difficult to kill. And there is mention of the name Brutum Morbus as well. It also mentions the need for caution when battling these warriors in their beast form because when fought, when they were injured, eventually those that fought them, if they were injured, some of them ended up having transformations themselves. And they weren't exactly
That would have been nice
sure.
to know a while ago.
What's that?
That would have been nice to know a while ago.
Yeah. But again,
Alas.
this is a secluded area with very specific accounts in it. So,
Just regrets. No big deal.
also, it is mentioned in here why the rainforest was seemingly destroyed into a barren wasteland was because fire was so effective with dealing with these creatures that a lot of the forest was burned in order to win the battle. So that is why the eastern South Rainforest does not exist anymore.
Ah.
The next book that you find is the earliest account available in this library, and is from the early. Actually, no, it is not that one. I have to read this to make sure I'm giving you the right stuff. Oh, yes. Nope, not that one either. Okay, an account, once again, from the Great War titled Heroes of the Darkest Night. Heroes of the Darkest Night.
Oh, my leg keeps breaking. I'm writing too hard because I'm nervous. Okay.
Heroes of the Darkest Night. And it speaks of 5 noble families that excelled in fighting Brutum Morbus and some other creature that you have never heard of.
Does it name it?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Okay. Way too excited. Let's go.
The name of this creature is Vela Morbus.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna need help.
Vela is Vella. Vela Morbus.
Is it like Vela or Vela?
Vela.
Like
the E is like a sound.
eh.
Vela.
Okay. Vela. That's new.
Speaks of 5
That's
noble
new.
families that excelled in fighting the Brutum Morbus and Vela Morbus during the Great War. And the name of the families are as follows.
Oh, I get. Hold on. I don't have enough room. Oh boy. Okay.
The Mendoza family.
Oh right, I heard about this.
The Bulto family.
Oh, how do you spell
B-U-L.
that?
B-U-L-T-O-U. Bulto.
The Bulto. Okay.
The Howley family. H-O-W-L-E-Y.
Okay.
The Mercard family. M-U-R-C-A-R-D.
Okay.
And the Belmont family.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Wait, that's bad. Wait, no, stop. Hurts brain. Okay, proceed.
Okay, so that's the second book.
I have pain. Okay.
Third book is an account of a continent-wide hunt for both types of creatures, titled The Night Hunts.
Like night with an N or night with a
Yes,
K?
yep, just regular, like it's nighttime.
Okay. Okay.
It speaks about how the 5 noble families that I mentioned earlier were known for their skills against Brutum Morbus and Vela Morbus, and spearheaded a continent-wide hunt for these creatures after they were becoming way too numerous and causing actually a lot of problems for both followers of the creator and the deceiver. And because of these creatures' unpredictability. So these 5 noble families spearheaded that continent-wide hunt. Each noble family was head of a region on Praxthus. The Mendoza family was head of the northeastern, or actually northwestern portion.
Right.
The Wandering Spine Mountains, the Great Peak Mountains, the Silverback Forest, the Dragonwood Forest, those kinds of areas.
Okay.
The Bolto family was head of the southeastern portion, which included the West Plains and half of the Windy Plains.
Where do I put my map? Okay. Oh, okay.
The Howley family was over the north portion, which included the Grey Mist Forest, the Great Mountains, the Living Tree Forest, and the Wide Plains. Which, in reading this, is a little odd because in the account that you guys read,
I was just thinking that. I was like, wait,
so there was some
the other
overlap.
People?
Yep, there was some overlap with the families working together at times.
How dare they work together? So confusing. Okay.
The Mercard family was over the southwestern portion, which is the other half of the Windy Plains and the southern rainforest. And I think I got that backwards. So the Bolto family was the southwestern portion, and the Mercard was the southeastern portion. Yeah, I had those backwards.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mistyped that.
Okay.
And the Belmont family was over the northeastern portion, which included the Whistling Hills, the East Plains, and the Eastwood Forest. These hunts supposedly, according to this account, rid the continent of these creatures. However, by the conclusion of this account, it seemed that in ridding the continent of these creatures, it also destroyed the 5 noble houses, and they were destroyed in the process over this trying to purge the continent of these creatures, with the last surviving member of any of the houses being a Belmont, and the location was unknown at the time of writing of this account.
Okay. Does that book have any? Does it look like? How do I ask more questions about this book? Does it look like it was like written by someone in like the first person perspective? Like someone wrote this, like the history of what they did? Or is this like a we did whatever?
This
Or is
seems
this
to
like a
be someone who
documentary?
followed the hunts very closely, and wrote about the information that they either saw or the reports that they read about it.
Okay.
There are some firsthand accounts of things that they experienced of after a battle or something like that, or
Cool,
getting to
cool.
meet someone in person. Um, Not really. There wasn't really that many accounts of them actually meeting a member of the noble families. That was very rare in the account. Um, but
Okay.
it's pretty
I
thorough.
still want to do like a once over the book, feel for anything that seems off in the cover, look for any crests that look familiar. Just see if there's, kind of like that paper that Kara figured out, if there might be more to the book than the book is showing, obviously.
Okay.
Like look for like little hidden tidbits.
Okay. Um. Sorry, I'm
Would
reading
that be
something.
like a
Yeah, that'd be an investigation.
isn't that like a find and remove traps kind of thing?
No, this is you actually like taking this book
Okay.
and investigating
Okay.
it to see if there's anything.
Can I have Derrick help me with it?
Certainly.
Okay. Are you really good at this, Derrick? I'm assuming
Um,
that you are.
Finding unique things. Like hidden texts and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
That didn't
Depends.
sound very confident.
It depends. Um, I do know of different methods to isolate writings and things like that to make it so that only certain people can read it, or
Yeah,
to make
that's
it
the
so that
kind of
it's
stuff.
hidden.
Hmm. Yep, like a cipher, or like maybe they hid it on the paper somewhere. Big picture stuff.
I've come across it a bit. I would say I'm okay at it.
Okay, then I'll give Derrick advantage.
Okay. And he rolled a 14. All right.
Derrick, no,
Which is basically a standard success for him. Um,
Derrick.
with
Okay.
the advantage modifier that you gave him.
Oh, okay.
Looking over this book and seeing if there's any like peeling back a little bit the where the cover is to see if there's any hidden things, holding it over candles and whatnot to see if there's anything like heat related or whatever. You don't find there doesn't seem to be any like hidden text or any hidden objects or compartments within this book.
Okay. All right, was worth a shot. It seemed to know a lot about a lot of things that I'm curious about. So I just thought I'd be thorough. Thanks for helping me out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't really contribute to finding any books within the last 2 hours, so glad I could be
That's okay.
of some help.
You certainly are.
Um, Isaac, after you guys look at these books, says, "Okay. Well, the group also found we also found stuff within the second age as well in the above library,
Yes.
so it might be a good idea to go through the second age and see what we find.
Yep, that
So
works for me.
let's do that as well. So
Okay.
roll another investigation check to see what you find for the
Okay.
second age. And that's a natural 1
I
and
got
a
a 2.
Yeah. All right, so you
Also
guys
got 2.
find the
Let's
books
go.
that you need for the second age here.
Nice.
All right. You find the one that I was mentioning earlier, the earliest account available within the library from
Oh man, I
from
need a
early
bigger piece
within
of
the
paper.
second age,
I need
titled
more paper. Oh my goodness. Hold on. There, get more paper.
Paper.
Okay. I need paper.
This is the earliest
Okay.
account available, at least on this subject, within the second
Okay.
age, called or titled "Creatures of the Night."
I assume that's also with an N.
Yes, like nighttime.
Not nighttime, but nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Sadness. All right. Just checking. Okay. Tell me about this book.
All right. An early account during the Dominices dynasty of various creatures that operate at nighttime. However, at the back there are 2 editions, very similar to the editions that you found in that encyclopedia book. However, these are not in a weird. They are in a different language, but you are able to read them because you know Saldarian.
Oh, sweet. I do.
At the back, there are 2 editions that seem to have been added after the book's publishing. One edition is a drawing of various beast-like forms referred to as Brutum Morbus. And the second edition looks like a shriveled human form with a bald head and claws coming out of the fingers with large bat-like ears.
Okay.
And they are referred to as Vela Morbus.
Is there any more information on the Vela Morbus?
Well, I haven't
Or even in
finished
the
yet.
Brutum Morbus? Oh, okay. I'm so
It does mention the these two creatures seem to actually be at odds with each other. Anytime that somebody tried to have, say, bodyguards and one, of the other type joined the ranks, it did not end well. The two just always seem to be at odds with each other for some reason. They are also known for their ability to turn others into their kind, although it was not specified in this account how. They just knew that it was able to be done. Also, this account mentions their resilience as well, the difficulty in killing them. And it seems that these creatures seem to have popped up out of nowhere. There doesn't seem to be, at least in this account, it seemed like there was no known origin spot for these creatures. They just seem to pop up out of nowhere.
Okay.
All right, so what was your question then? I don't know if that answered it or...
So, We found some books on what like hurts Brutum Morbus, or like what they're good at or what they're bad at. Is there any more specific information on the Vela Morbus?
Not in this account, no.
Okay. Okay.
And the next book is an account of a hunt for a powerful wizard near the end of the Second Age.
Like hunting the wizard?
Yes,
or
there
hunting?
was a hunt for this wizard. A manhunt. For a powerful wizard near the end of the Second Age. And the book is titled Erizal Rokor.
Can you spell that?
Erizhal. Erizal. Rokor. Rhoqor.
What was the name of that other guy? I feel like it started with an A, not an E.
The one that you guys found in the above library?
Yeah.
Alduin.
Oh, yeah. And Hadwin.
Yeah, Hadun, or Hadwin. Oh man, I keep messing up Alduin and Hadwin.
I can't imagine why.
The Hadwin account is the medical practitioner one.
Right, yes. Okay, Aerosol. Not to be confused with aerosol.
This account speaks
All right, what's up with this guy?
Speaks of a powerful elven wizard named Erizal and his excessive use of Brutum Morbus as henchmen and personal bodyguards.
I appreciate that it's excessive.
Everyone that was on his inner circle was assumed to be Brutum Morbus.
Excessive use.
Very similar to the other wizard that you found and his use of Brutum Morbus as personal protection.
Right. Did it say where? Like what region?
It does not mention a location, no.
Okay. Like not at all like where they were hunting for this guy?
Nope.
Despite it being about hunting him? Okay.
Nope.
Sweet. All right. Next book? Question mark.
All right. So let's see here. Did that one. That one. That one. We did that one. Did that one. That is it.
Oh, is it? Okay, Second Age kind of.
And
dry.
I will say that
medical records?
These roles do include, like with you, after learning about the Vela Morbus, that these
so
roles
they're
that you're
included
doing,
in the search now.
Yep, they were once you learned that was included in it too.
Okay.
Just because there seems to be ties with the two of them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But seemed to be that there was quite, or at least some information on Brutum Morbus, but for some reason, this other creature seems like, even in the above library, like, you don't remember reading anything or seeing anything.
Yeah, even more kind of secret.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like it just, there's not much information on those. And as limited as the information is for Brutum Morbus, seems like This other
There's less.
creature, there's even less. But supposedly there were noble families that fought these, so there's got to be information somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Have we tried looking up the families specifically?
You can do that if you want
Or
to.
is that not implied in these roles at all?
I did not I did not apply that in these rolls.
Okay. Let's try and look up maybe the families. Or do you guys want to go further into the past first since we're on a roll?
Well, we didn't really go into the first age in the above library, and Athena seemed to think that records would begin somewhere in the second age. I don't think we need to go back any farther.
Okay.
And according to what we read in these accounts, whatever this is that you this condition of yours, you shouldn't even have it. Because according to this one record that we found, the continent was rid of these creatures.
Yeah, who wrote that? Is there like an author on that book?
Yeah, I will pull a name out here for an author.
Okay, because maybe that guy just didn't know what he's talking about. Or maybe he's a culprit, and we need to be looking this guy up. And that was the night hunts? The one that we looked at really hard?
Yes, the night hunts is the one that had that information on it. That was the...
So...
the name...
Maybe we look up the author. Okay.
Let's see here. How about we go with Norlan. Norlan. Norlan.
Norlan have a last name?
Norlan,
Norlan Gracefine.
No, it would be a halfling last name.
He's a halfling.
Norlan Furfoot. I don't know.
Sourfoot.
Something like that.
Alright, we're gonna go with Sourfoot. Because someone clearly looked at it at one point and was like, yep.
Let's see here. Alright, so you want to look up the noble families.
So let's run back to the third age. Try to find noble families and Norland Sourfoot.
Okay. So, investigation check.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a good roll.
I got a 4.
That's an average. Alright. Yeah, I'm glad you did well, because the other ones did not.
Out of 12. I think that's just a great. It's not a major. It's the one right before it, because I think I needed a 3. What did I do with that?
You ended up getting what you needed, so we're good. Between you and the other 2 rolling, you got what you needed. All right. So you find two different books. You find a book titled "The Noble Families of the Third Age," and you find all the above mentioned noble families within this book. Goes down through.
It's called Noble Families of the Third Age.
Yes.
Like, very original title.
Yep.
wait. Well, let me hold on. I'm gonna talk to my mom for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And this book goes down and mentions the various different lineages of the noble families, or at least to a certain point within the Third Age. The other uh, book that you find mentioning any of the noble families is a book titled Noble Families of the Great War.
Okay.
You notice going down through these two books that you start to see how some of these families started to dwindle because their names started not being added for these these five families that seemed to be involved in these night hunts. That's for the at least for the noble families of the Third Age. Um, for the noble families of the Great War, there is a little bit less information on the families, just because it seemed like uh, that it would have been written a little bit earlier in the Third Age versus the other one, which would have been written close to the end. So there's some names that are not there.
So it was like too soon.
Yeah, the noble families of the Great War would have been families that would have been involved in the Great War, which the Great War didn't last the whole age, but the
Right.
one that was written for the entire age would have been written all the way, looking back all the way through the entire age, which if any of the noble families, if any of those members had children or whatever, that would have been after the Great War, then it would have been mentioned in the overall age account versus just the account that was over the Great War.
Okay. Does it happen to mention specifically where they lived?
Yes, actually.
Yes. I mean, tell me more.
Which ones do you wish to know?
Let's just go over all of them for good measure, just so as we know.
Okay. The Mendoza family, they lived in the. Let me pull up the map here. Because I do not have that written down here. Where are you? Oops. Okay. The Mendoza family lived within the West Plains.
Does it say like the name of the city?
Well, I believe it would. So let me... I'll give you a name here in just a sec.
Okay.
Greshit. Gresit. Greshit. Greshit. In the West Plains.
Gotcha. City of Gresset in the West Plains. Have I ever heard of that? Like, is that like Las Vegas?
Roll a history check for me.
Okay, like maybe somewhere I've never been, but like I've heard of that place. Ooh, I got a 19.
Okay. Yeah, it
Nope.
doesn't sound familiar to you.
Okay. Sweet. All right.
Let me pull this back up. That would actually be in the Silverback Forest. I'm sorry. It'd be in the Silverback Forest, not the West Plains.
Okay. Erase.
And the Bolto family, they would have been in the West Plains.
Okay.
The West Plains.
Okay. West Plains.
Heviston.
Bediston.
Heviston. Hev
EV.
Heviston.
HEV. ON?
Yep.
Okay, have I heard of that one?
History check.
History check. 10. Let me find my history check. History is a 12. A 10 out of 12.
Okay. You have heard of a town in the West Plains with that name, yes.
Okay. Sweet.
And that comes more from your education and also being from your background as well, being from the family that you are.
Okay.
The Howley family, theirs are in the Grey Mist Mountains.
Okay. Famous mountains.
And the name of the town is Smallwind. Smallwind.
Does it mention that all of these families are human?
You know, from these accounts, you would know that some of them are elven and some of them are human. And there
Okay, could
are
I get
some.
a rundown of that when we finish this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet.
Smallwind is in the Grey Mist
Gray Mist
Mountains,
Mountains.
or Grey Mist Forest.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
forest, not mountains.
Oops, I was like, it's totally a mountain.
Yeah, it
Okay.
just rolled off the tongue really well.
It does, actually.
That was the
Too bad it's a
Howley
forest.
family. The Mercard
Okay.
family is
My
from
card.
the Windy Plains.
Oh, down in the middle. Oh, I didn't roll for small wind. Doink. Oh, 15, that's too much. All right, Windy Plains. I should not put that.
You ready for Mercard?
Yeah, they're in the Windy Plains.
Windy Plains, and the name of it is Voldurin. Vuldorin.
Okay. Roll for folder in. What's on the top? 16? Nope, too high again.
All right.
My die thinks we're in combat now, but we're not. All right, last one.
And the Belmont family. Theirs is within the Whistling Hills.
Okay.
Okay. And the name for this one. Let's see here. Let's go with. Silver Veil.
Roll for Silver Veil. No. Can I use my human reroll?
Certainly.
You better. An 11. That's a success.
Huzzah.
Yes.
Silver Veil. You know from your studies and just from what you've studied in history and things like that, that at one time there was a town or a village that went by this name Silver Vale. But as of now, there is no town or village that goes by that name. This town existed basically until the Fourth Age, and then there is no more mention of it.
Right. Okay. Oh, Isaac, guess where we are? We're in the room of secret books. We should look up Willbreaker while we're here.
That'd be a good idea.
It sure would.
I just want to give you this in case you're interested. There for the names for the Belmont family specifically. For the Book of Noble Families of the Third Age, the name Elthiel is the first name that is mentioned for the Belmont family in the Third Age. Elthial. Elthiel.
Elthiel. And that's the first name?
That is the first name mentioned for the Belmont family of the Third Age. And he is Moon Elf.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did ask about that. Okay. Moon Elf. Okay. Could you go over those races? I totally forgot that I asked about that.
The Mendoza family was human. The Bolto family was a human family. Sorry,
Human.
because they are all human or elven. The Howley family was a wood elf family. At least they originated as a wood elf family.
Right.
As the line went on, there were half elves that were introduced. The Mercard family was a human family as well. And then the Belmont family was Moon Elf.
And obviously half elves too.
Looking down through the noble families of the Third Age, Elthiel had 2 sons. Twins. We had Toradale, which is Toredael. Toradale. And his twin brother Sifadale, which is Sifadael. Both of them Moon Elf.
Okay.
Torradale had a son by the name of
Oh man, I
Manuel.
don't have room for a branch like this. Okay.
Torradale had a
Okay.
son by the name of Manuel, which is Mannnyel.
Okay.
Moon Elf. And Sifadale had a son by the name of Vophiel. Vophiel. Also Moon Elf.
Okay.
All right, back to the tree with Torradale. Manuel had a son by the name of Mamriel. Or Mamriel, I should say. Mamriel. That's how you pronounce it. Mamriel. Moon Elf. And then to the Sifadale's side, Vophiel had a son by the name of Ledariel, which is Ledarial. Also a moon elf. And that is as far as the names go for the Belmont family, specifically.
Okay.
Since I know that there is some interest in that family.
There is some interest. Yep.
Then for the other book, Noble Families of the Great War, the only names that are mentioned are Elthiel and his twin sons, Torradale and Sifadale.
Okay.
So it seemed like the twin brothers did not have their sons, or they were not recorded yet.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. Okay. I want to look up.
I also know you wanted to talk to the dragon at some point as well.
I do. I want to talk to the dragon. Let's look up Willbreaker.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 4. Nice. Good job, Di. I knew you had it in you. I'm also going to look for dragons. So Willbreaker / Dragons of the Great War.
Of the Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
Great Wall! Okay.
The Great Wall.
All right. Looking at the Great War, and looking up Willbreaker specifically, you find one account in this entire secluded, vaulted highly
Wow.
secure library, you find one account that mentions a sword by the name of Willbreaker being used within the Great War. And is wielded by a individual by the name of Pythias.
Okay. How do you spell that?
Piphius. Nope, P.
T-I-T-H?
P.
P. Oh, P-I.
P as in
Okay, spell
pig.
again.
Piphius.
P-H-I-U-S.
Yep,
Pythias.
Pythias.
Got it.
And he wielded Willbreaker during the Great War. And interestingly enough, this account also mentions this entity or this individual going up against Elthiel in battle.
Ooh. Let's go.
With both of them coming away seemingly wounded and retreated from the engagement.
Okay. Cool.
And this battle took place within the wide plains.
That makes sense. Okay.
And I will say, just because of your role and whatnot, with your standard success is why you found one book, and the other guys did not roll very well. So
I got a great 6.
Oh, you got a great success. I thought it was like
Yeah,
11
I
out
rolled
of
a
like
4.
12 or something.
That was to know about that city, Silvervale.
Okay.
But I rolled a 4 on this one.
And that is a great success. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a major, it's a great.
Okay. Well, you needed a major or greater to find anything further than this.
If only I rolled a 3 instead of a 4.
Yes. And Isaac and Derrick like rolled like a 16, so he's useless in that. And then Isaac rolled a standard. He rolled exactly what he needed to succeed on finding anything. So.
Yeah. Was there anything about dragons?
Dragons. Dragons were used in various different engagements during the Great War. There are various different names, but they are all just regular, red dragons, black dragons, things like that. Wizards using them as
now that I'm thinking about it, that's pretty useless. Now that I give it thought. It's already Willbreaker and such. I'm not going to find a dragon in Great War. That's silly. Good try, Kim.
Sorry.
No, okay. No, it makes sense. I just mind blank. No big deal. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna ask Isaac and or Derrick if they know about a forest that seems like it's alive somewhere near the historical location of Silvervale.
Okay. Um, that name, Silver Veil, Isaac basically has the same knowledge as you about it. He knows that it existed at one point, but then at a certain point, there were no more records like that mentioned that name, Silver Veil. So
Right.
whether or not like they changed the name of it, or whether it just got obliterated, or
Oh, I don't actually know where to point to it on the map.
what's that?
So, like, if someone were to say, here's a map of Praxis, this place right here used to be Silvervale, they couldn't point to it, like on the map.
If you had a map
Like, they
that
don't know where
was
that is.
from that period, like from the
Okay.
Third Age or
So, no one's ever,
earlier,
like, excavated it or, like, found it. It's, like, not there.
there has been, not that you have looked, like not that you have found in this library, at least in this in the compendium, you have not found anything that mentions like a
Yeah,
location of the Silver Veil at
the
all.
location of it. Okay. Okay, so then I will broaden it to the Whistling Hills and say, is there a forest near the Whistling Hills that might appear to be alive where elves live? Question mark.
You talking like now, or are you talking about then? What?
Then, I guess,
Are you looking
then
for like historical records on it? Like, are you looking for a book on it, or what?
I'm asking them in general.
Oh, you're asking Isaac or Derrick.
Yeah.
Um, I'll see if Isaac knows anything. That's a 12. Uh, Isaac sits there and thinks a little bit. Silver Veil. No, I know that it was within the Whistling Hills, and I know it wasn't
Mhm.
like. I want to say it was in the lower part of the Whistling Hills, but where I'm not entirely certain.
Okay.
But for some reason, I want to say it was in the lower part of the Whistling Hills.
Lower part. Do you know of a forest kind of close to there that seemed like it was alive itself?
Alive?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge. I haven't read anything about that, like, any of the things that I've read, any accounts I've read, haven't mentioned anything like that. Why are you thinking living, if I may ask?
Someone mentioned it once in passing. And I was, a living forest sounds kind of cool.
Okay. Hmm.
Like
No,
if
that
there
doesn't.
were such a thing.
No, it doesn't sound familiar. At
Do I
least
have a map?
not in within the
Is there a
Whistling
map?
Hills. I mean, you have a current
Like,
map of
uh,
Praxis.
is it labeled the same as the map that you handed me?
I mean, you have the general areas. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I could point to the map and say the Living Tree Forest is a place.
Yes. That's a current
Okay, what about
place.
this forest?
Well, that's not within the
That's right
Whistling.
next to the Whistling Hills.
Yes, but it's
But
not
it's
within the
near
Whistling
there.
Hills.
But
And
I don't think there are really any forests in the Whistling Hills. That's why it's called the Hills.
But why do you think it's in the forest? Why do you feel like the silver veil is in the forest?
I don't think that the veil is necessarily in the forest, but just something that was near the veil seems important. I look around really cautiously, and let me see, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna do detect empowerments.
Okay.
Everyone can see it's fine.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
Um, you don't see any red hues, any blue hues. Besides the door, there is a blue
Right,
hue
okay.
to the door, which is within 60 feet of you. Are you using the sword for this, or are you using?
Oh no, I'm just using normal.
Okay, so it's 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you would see the door, which has a blue hue, just lines and whatnot. You do see an occasional purple hue here and there in the library.
Oh, purple's cool. I'll check those out later. Okay. But no one's watching this. Okay. Look, man, you remember that time when I took you out at night with everybody and we went to that big rock in the middle of the woods and I said some weird words about a dragon judging me and he totally did. Yeah. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, well, we've totally been talking ever since then and this is weird to say but also incredibly cool and super exciting but also terrifying. Um he is really old. He was there, that Elpheus person, he was wielding that sword. That one. This one. The one I have right here. This one.
You're saying Elthiel wielded this sword.
Well, Cathorn
The
is a
sword the
Belma.
sword you got from the farmer in Morningdale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure? Like
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. He knows that like way too much about Willbreaker to be not that old.
you're saying the sword talks to you and he knows about
Oh yeah.
Willbreaker.
Yeah. He said it was really sad.
Or that Willbreaker is sad?
That Willbreaker is sad.
Oh.
Well, sad as in like how it became Willbreaker. I think they were like friends, and now they're like mortal enemies because they like hurt each other or something. I don't know. He doesn't remember a whole lot because something or someone is behind a door, and I need to find this door to help him remember things. But it's hidden in some kind of a forest that lives. His friend is there, but he doesn't remember who his friend is. He doesn't even remember his own name.
I see. And he told you that this is in a that you need to find this door in a forest.
Uh huh.
Okay.
I think it's also there's a picture of the door in that note that I have. Here's the note that I have.
All right. So he looks at the picture.
The
Hmm.
door. Okay, the door holds answers and potential power for the dragon if he can find it. He only has vague memories of where it might be. A great forest on the north of Praxis, where those who dwell there live in harmony with the woods as if it were alive, and an old friend who once lives there whose name he has forgotten. And the door has something to do with a vault sometime during the Great War of the Third Age. That's
I
all the information that
believe
I know about it.
I believe when he said about the old friend that lived in the forest up north that the old friend might know where this door was. I believe is what
Maybe.
I believe that's what I said, but I
I
could be
think that he
wrong.
still has an old friend up there, if assuming that they live that long. I actually don't know how long elves live. But if they're moon elves, maybe they do live a really long time.
Good.
So if I could find that forest that looks like alive, um, maybe we could find the door. Just putting it out there as an option. And like
Okay.
why I'm looking at these things a little bit more closely.
Well, have you talked to this dragon recently?
Like in the last 2 days, I'm gonna say no.
Uh, maybe maybe it would be good. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something has come up. Maybe he remembers something else or can remember something else that can help us. Because
Maybe.
if he's talking about a tree, a forest, and an old friend uh, up north, I mean, I can't really think of anywhere else other than the Living Tree Forest. But that certainly is
Oh,
a trek to go up
it's a
there.
trick. It's a big trick. Big old trick. Like the
So
trickaroo.
if
So
if he can remember something, it might save us a trip possibly.
yeah,
Because
that would be
after
really
all, we're
good
looking for
because I
this.
wouldn't want to
We're
go up.
looking for the door, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you? Have you talked to him? So you haven't talked to him today.
No, not today. Not yesterday. I was too angry to talk to him yesterday.
I see.
And the day before, and the day before that, and I was sick the day before that, and then I got bit the day before that.
I
It's
see.
not been a good couple of days.
No, it has not. Okay. Well, do you think you could talk to him now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What do you want me to say specifically?
You know, ask him if he has any more. Like, ask him if he knows anything about what we've learned. If he knows anything else, or
Hey,
if
it's
he
been 4 days. You got anything
like
else that you remember?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how close your guys' bond is and whatnot. So
It's it's a little bit of a give and take. We had a little bit of a fight already, but it's okay. Oh no, my earbuds are dead. Sadness.
all right. So you want to talk to the dragon?
All right, I'll talk to the dragon.
Okay. So
The
you pull the
Drago.
sword out and put it on the table. Place your hands on it and relax and try to feel this connection that you have with this weapon. And suddenly it seems like all the sound around you goes quiet, and you hear this bloop, like a water droplet hitting water. And you open your eyes and you are in a familiar scape that you have been in before. And
Yeah.
you hear a familiar sound of chains clinking, and then you see the head emerge out of the shadow, along with two legs that no longer have chains on them.
Watch, when did that happen?
And a familiar dark, or not dark, deep voice says, "Hello, young one. It has been some time."
Yeah, like a couple days.
And you see he kind of like tilts his head looking at you to the side, almost like a dog does whenever they're, you know, curious about something and just kind of tweak their head to the side a bit. And he says, "Something's different about you." Not sure
Like,
what, but something is
like,
different.
yeah, like a good different or like a bad different.
No, there's just a different scent about you.
Yeah, I figured you'd smell that.
Smells like
Yeah.
almost like wet dog.
All right, you don't have to be nasty about it.
Anyway, why do you come to me, young one?
Well, I'm in a super secret library and researching stuff about, you and other stuff. And the reason why I smell like dog.
You see his eyes kind of zero in on you and almost like a squint look. Does something happen to you?
Yeah, I don't look at him in the eye at all. I'm like looking down, like no, not making that eye contact. Yeah, so remember when we were all excited and we were like, yeah, let's go free the city, yeah, and we were all like, yeah, this is a good thing. Well, we did that. It's night. It's free now. So that's a plus, big plus. Um, City no longer in evil hands.
Oh, that is
Kinda.
good.
Yep. Well, but during the fighting portion of the fighting, um, this one guy who, we were told he was a big, strong, beefy boy, and we kind of knew that. We were anticipating like a big, strong, beefy boy, but he turned into a big, strong, beefy dog. Um, then I look up at him and I try to see if he like any recognition at all from
Um,
that.
when you say that he turned into a big beefy dog, you see his like he usually gets pretty close to you, but then all of a sudden his like head comes back and turns to the side and like explain.
Yeah, okay. You have to promise that you're not gonna like eat me.
Why would I do that?
Well, I'm just under the impression after reading a bunch of books that you know, you guys used to hunt down people that got bitten by big beefy dog people.
So you're saying you were bitten
Yeah. Yeah.
by this wolf man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call
You
it
see him kind
Brutum.
of like look away and look to the side as if he's thinking, and then he comes back down to the level that he usually talks to and says, "And what do you wish to do about it?"
Well, there there's not a lot of information. It looks like a lot of it got sealed away. Other places are just, I don't know, burned or gone or something. No one talks about it because apparently it's supposed to be not existent for the last 1,000 years that,
Yes,
you were asleep.
this, to my knowledge, this should not have even happened. These creatures were made extinct years ago.
It's possible that you are 100% correct and that they were, but that someone found out how to do it again or they never were extinct. I don't know the answer. But all I can
And it
tell
is
you is that
exactly this
I'm a
reason
very
why this information was kept so.
well. It didn't work.
I
We'll put it
tried
that way.
telling the families to safeguard this information, to keep it from getting into the wrong hands and people following in the footsteps of creating these creatures. Unfortunately, my memory is still not what it was, so I do not know how to get rid of this disease.
Right.
However, I
Well,
do know where you can find the information you seek.
Oh, that's super helpful. Yes, please.
In the Belmont's personal vaults, they would have
Wow,
the
that is not.
information that you seek.
We've already tried kind of figuring out where that is, and we have no idea where that is.
The family was known to fight these type of creatures and were more known for their ability to actually fight. Oh, what were those blasted?
Oh, the other ones? The Villa
Yes,
Morbus?
those dreaded creatures. The
Yeah,
Belmont
yeah.
family specialized in hunting those, but they also did encounter the others. So they had information on how to fight them as well as
Okay.
get rid of the
So
disease.
it's good that it probably exists somewhere. It's just it's so, you know, well protected that no one knows where it is anymore.
But I can tell you this from what I remember. The vault is somewhere in the southern portion of the Whistling Hills.
Yeah, that's about as far as we got.
Do you have this information already?
Yeah,
What
we
other
read books.
what other information do you have on its location?
That's in the Whistling Hills, a city that used to be called the Silver Vale, a small village actually.
You see
But
a look of recognition in his eyes when you say the Silver Veil. Silver Veil. Yes.
bunch of moon elves used to live there, I guess.
I remember the sparkling of the trees in the morning like silver. Yes. My previous owner, he enjoyed the sunrises and the sunsets, but he did not refer to it as. In his time, it did not go by Silver Veil, but I can't recall what he used to call it.
Well, I don't know either because it doesn't go by Silver Vale
But for
anymore either.
some reason, I do remember the Silver Veil too. That seems to be farther back
Okay.
when it was
How
referred to
about
this. But the family never left the Silver Veil. Even my last
okay.
owner lived there.
Okay, how do you feel about the term living tree forest?
Well, that is where I have an old friend that lives in the Living Tree Forest.
Who knows where the veil is? Question mark.
He may.
So we have to go past it to then go back and find it. Hmm.
Did you find any records of? Have you looked into anything within the Whistling Hills to see if there was any name changes to villages, and it wouldn't be. Silver Vale must be known as something else, because, like I said, Belmont family did not leave. Even my last owner
Do you
lived.
remember that guy's name? Go.
What's that?
Do you remember your last wielder's name? Or is that not there yet? How about I start, like, naming some names? Hold on. I've got a list here. Okay. You should remember this one. Elthio.
That name sounds familiar. Yes, I remember Elthio.
Okay. All right. Torrendale. Torredale. Yeah.
Yes,
Torredale.
Torredale wielded me after Elthio.
Okay. Maniel. I want to call him
Maniel.
Maniac. Maniel. Perfect.
Maniel wielded me after Torredale, yes.
Mm-hmm. And Mamriel. Mamriel.
Yes, I remember Mamriel as well.
Okay. That's as far as any of the records have so far.
And when did those records end?
The third age.
And
We have to leave here at
what age are we in now?
The fifth.
9:45.
Okay.
Perhaps we must look at the fourth age in order to find.
Before you go to reception.
Okay.
Perhaps we must look at the fourth age to find out more names, possibly? Or maybe there's a connection there with... I don't know.
Okay.
And I will say this as well. The key to opening the vault, he knows that he is the key to opening the vault, but is not the only thing that is needed. Belmonts were known to be clever, witty, and philosophical, so it's hard to tell what else might be needed, but regardless, the vault can't be opened if it isn't found, so it might be better to find the entrance first before...
Maybe it has writing over the door that'll help, like
Perhaps.
last time. I don't know. Yeah, the whole witty thing skipped many generations.
I don't know. I think you're quite clever.
Says the guy who forgot his memory.
And that
thanks.
makes you cleverer than me.
It's coming back. We're getting there.
We're getting
You're really
there.
smart. You just don't know it. I don't know anything. Okay. All right. Hey, is there a way you can talk like out loud, like normally? Or do I always have to come
how
in
I
here?
am now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You mean to speak from the sword for someone else to hear?
Mm-hmm.
No, I cannot do that, but you should be able to bring someone else with you.
Whoa, I never thought of doing that before. See what I'm telling you about this witty thing? It's gone. Is there like a limit? Do you have like a limited seating in here? Or
He kind of looks around and... I mean, I got lots of space. They don't
hey,
mind
what's up with
getting
your trains, by the way? What's up with that?
What's up with what?
Your chains, where did those go? Do you have them sitting in a corner, or what's up?
I don't know. It just relatively recently, the chains just seemed to weaken, and I was able to break the bonds.
What day? How long ago would you say that was?
Essentially, it was when you went up to level, or you went up the last level that you guys went up for level
Oh,
6.
okay. Gotcha.
Essentially, if you were one class, you would be level 6, but now you're like,
Right. I'm 4-4.
yeah, so.
Okay. Cool. Nice. So right
Yep.
when I was feeling miserable, you were feeling awesome. That's nice.
I'm sorry. I did not know that anything changed until you came back in here,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it makes sense, and that's fair. It's not really something I'm very comfortable with right now. I haven't had a lot of mental time to, you know, process.
Mm. Yes, I can't say that I have the fear of being turned into a type of creature or dealing with that sort of thing, but
Okay, but okay, dragon concept. I'm told that there's like a thing in the back of your mouth, and that's how you like turn people in your spit. So, what if we had like a surgeon or something take out the glands thingers, and then you couldn't do that anymore? You might still turn, but you couldn't turn people.
you're referring to me.
I'm just asking your opinion.
About a gland that I have in my mouth.
Well, you don't have it. Apparently, it's only a Morbus gland. Like it shows up after you get bitten. Like it's
Ah,
new.
you're saying within whatever this is that you have become.
That they grow a new gland and that secretes goo that is in your spit. So if you bite someone, that's how they turn. But if we
It's
could
a
find a way to get
possibility
rid
that
of
you
the
could have
gland,
it removed, but who's to say that it wouldn't? From my knowledge of either of these two creatures, they regenerate quite quickly. So if you get rid of these
right?
glands, who's to say that they
But what if
won't?
you burn it?
It could work. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know if anybody else has tried it.
I don't know either, but I also don't want to be the first person to try this because it sounds a little bit terrifying.
And besides, you say that this is only present when you're in the beast form. I
Well,
don't
like
know
they're
if
there
anyone's
all the
going to want
time,
to
but they
stick
don't
their hands in
activate.
your mouth while you're in beast form.
According to the ledger, they're always there, but they're not active until you're in beast form.
Uh, and then, of course, you have the implementation of pain, and are you able to withstand that pain and
Well,
not transform and attack
I
whoever
was
is?
thinking maybe I'd, get like knocked out or something, like completely drugged.
And this is a possibility, but I am not
I
a
don't know. It's just
specialist on
food
this
for thought. It's
subject.
just a concept that I've been thinking about ever since I read that journal yesterday. I kind of slept on it.
Hmm.
And I don't know. All that stuff is gone. There's nothing medical in like the third age at all. It's all gone. You encourage them to burn it up, so we have no knowledge of how they cured it or if they can cure it. I
I
don't
will
know.
say the reason there is not much known or written or that can be found for the third age is because the noble families hid that knowledge away within their own personal vaults to keep it from being accessed by anyone who might wish to recreate these creatures. If we are trying to exterminate them, then we do not want them to reappear, but it seems like the extermination was a failure.
Okay. One more question. Have you ever heard of the name Norland Sourfoot?
Oh, that devil! No, that name does not ring a bell. My
What?
old enemy, Norland Sourfoot.
Norland Sourfoot.
It was evil incarnate, let me tell you.
I knew it. I knew there was something wrong with that name.
Oh, man. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask him, or...
Man. Can I talk to you when I'm not like this? You did that one time when you were super nervous about that guy. His name starts with an
Fabian.
F. Yeah, Fabian.
We can have brief conversations back and forth. It's just easier for longer conversations to have them this way.
Right. Okay. What did Fabian do? Do you know Fabian? Who is this guy?
I don't do... He doesn't know the name Fabian, but you do.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you guys know the full name, because of something that you guys found in Whetstone. I forget what it was.
the ring. It was the ring. We identified the ring.
Oh, that's
And
right.
the
That's
crafter
right.
of the ring's name was Fabian.
That's right.
And this guy had been signing his letters with F, so we just kind of put that
And you
together.
guys don't know. You're not sure. Which, I mean, you can assume, but there was no.
Look, like it's not in stone, but we're pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that name doesn't ring a bell to him.
Okay. He just was like big bad evil. Okay. Sweet. Okay.
He says to you, if you don't have anything else to ask him, he will leave you with perhaps looking into the Fourth Age and seeing what information you can find for maybe a name change for a town or village or something like that, to see if you can find anything on the Silver Veil and what it might be known as now.
Okay. Fourth Age, Silver Veil, name change, cities of the Southern Hills. Cool. All right, we'll get on that.
Okie doke.
Thanks,
He doesn't say
Dragon,
that. I'm just saying that, but
Okie doke.
yeah, Dragon would not say that.
That would be so funny though. All right.
Okie doke.
If you remember your name, let me know.
I will. And thank you for visiting me, young one.
Thanks for not eating me.
And I hope we can find the vault and find the answers that you seek.
Yeah, me too.
Until
Me too.
next time.
All right,
Yep.
Out
And
of this
you
one.
come back to sitting at the table with the other two, and you open your eyes, and Isaac's leaning forward. He's like, so, are you gonna do it, or?
Wow, you were like so close. You can like back up, bro.
Well, I'm interested in knowing how this works.
It's already done. Dunzo.
What?
Yep.
It's been like,
All done.
it's only been like a few moments. Like, how could you be...
You know, that is Good. Yeah, big conversation, couple of seconds. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, don't worry. He said you guys could come next time. He's got a lot of. Actually, he does not have a lot of.
I would love to do.
Yes. But he demands that you wear your black beanie.
My black beanie.
Hmm.
Okay. If that's what it takes, I will do it.
I mean, yep.
So we will pick up from there next time. We are now over 2 hours and whatnot into our recorded session.
So much lore.
Yep.
Ugh. Whew.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of lore dumping in these sessions.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
What's that?
So I'm excited.
Oh, it's exciting. I love it.
Oh,
Love it.
excited. It's been 3 hours.
Yep.
Yep, not even past day one.
Yep.
Yep. This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun.
I'm
Yep.
excited.
Alrighty, Kim. Well,
All right, thanks Cole.
Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you about next time that we'll get together then.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right. Have a
I'll
good
try
night.
and get these notes in my notes somehow.